you know, the weird thing is why those questions that are reporting on us are so surprised. Like, you know, this is so strange that there's so many people who still care. It's exciting to me to find out that our numbers are very large. I was always very reluctant to run because I figured, oh, there's only about 12 of us out there.
I think that's what we all thought, honestly.
And all of a sudden, we found out that there's a lot of people thinking the same thing, and they didn't have much of a voice. And yet, of course, the other thing that's happening that's so exciting is that the people who hadn't heard are very, very interested once they hear the message. Oh yeah, there is a Constitution. I remember reading about that in school once. and all of a sudden, people get excited that maybe there is an answer to some of the problems we have. And so all of a sudden, you stir up a lot of excitement.
Excellent, and it is. I'll tell you, the people that I meet, when at least I get to talk to them, I get to ask questions like, do you think the Bill of Rights is important, you know? Do you think not only the right to assemble, okay, the right to, you know, to keep and bear, all the things, there's a reason why they wrote the Bill of Rights. I think we have maybe Patrick Henry or something to thank for pushing forward to get it included and to have it, you know, have the Constitution added to it. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that, at least I try to wake them up, I ask them, I go, you know, why did they even bother to write a Constitution? You know, why was that important? What did they face? What, you know, what did they just, you know, anyway, that's enough of me being windy.
It was very clear why they wrote it. They were sick and tired of tyranny of the king. And they wrote it, and 99% of everything in the Constitution is to restrict the federal government. It's not to restrain the people. And yet today, the people are being restrained and the government isn't restrained. And the people no longer have their privacy and the government has all the secrecy. And you're not allowed to know what's going on. You know, whether it's monetary policy or CIA starting a war someplace, and just everything that goes on in government is held secret from us. And people have forgotten the Bill of Rights obviously is very important.
Good, oh, hey.
What about Article 1, Section 8? It says it's not there, you're not supposed to do it. And in this day and age, we look at that provision that says only Congress can declare war. And then we look at the mess we're in because we don't follow the Constitution. People tell me in Washington, well, that part we don't follow, we don't care that much anymore. But if you give up one part of the Constitution, you give up the whole thing. Because it becomes arbitrary for the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. And that's where we are. We're an arbitrary government today. The government does do what they please. There's no restraint. That's why what the Constitution says is important, but following it, following the rule of law is so important. And we tend to lose out twice. They do things we don't like, and then they chuck the whole Constitution. And I think that's why a lot of people are upset. And I think people are more concerned than the government would ever recognize it. On economic affairs, I think the middle class is getting squeezed. I think inflation is roaring. They won't admit it to it. And then they say there's disruption in the marketplace. Oh, that's no problem. Everything is okay. We'll just print more money. And this last week, they printed tens of billions of dollars trying to stabilize the market. And I think more Americans are starting to realize that they've been conned. By the neocons. They've been conned on economic information as well as information what's going on around the world. And they've been deceived, and our numbers are growing by leaps and bounds.
Exactly.
Did you know in the LA Times today they had an article this morning about a bank run? Something we haven't seen since the 30s.
That's right. That's an old-fashioned bank run, but this is the whole process is a big bank run.
Exactly.
I mean, this is what happened last week. Just in one day, they created $34 billion. And then in the old days, if you went to the discount when the borrow at last resort, that means you were on the verge of bankruptcy. The Federal Reserve said yesterday, come to the discount window, borrow as much as you want. It isn't a sign that you're weak. You can renew it after 30 days, and you can put up your securities. So the Fed now is buying mortgage securities, which are just losing value rapidly. Who's gonna pay for that? The taxpayer will pay for that. For the people in the financial markets that took all these risks, they're getting bailed out. And
exactly.
The average guy knows a lot more about that than anybody gives them credit for.
Great, thank you.
All right, thanks. We're gonna switch places today.
Londonderry, New Hampshire, and then when I found out that Ron Paul was going to be in our Old Home Days parade, I had to participate. I had to come out. I contacted the meetup organizers and asked them if I could be part of this, and they said yes. I got to meet Dr. Paul this morning. My father was also a physician, and when I listen to Ron Paul speak, I understand that physicians know how to prescribe. And Ron Paul has the prescription for what's wrong and what's ailing this country. And he has not been afraid in his entire time in Congress to give the patient the bad news. And that's what he's prepared to do in a very gentle way, as any good physician will. Tell you the reality, tell you what you need to do to fix it. And it's going to be tough, but this country is prepared to spring back for liberty and freedom and for people's individual rights to live without the oppression of a police state, which gives us neither liberty nor security. And he's the only guy that I know that's really speaking the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sort of all multi-purpose.
For those of you that haven't met him, that is Dr. Ron Paul in the red striped shirt.
Ron Paul came to win.
Well, good.
She did something. That's good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, you've been on the internet.
I'm almost cutting. I'm still not registered to vote.
Well, you live in New Hampshire where you can same-day register, so
Hi.
right up until voting time, there's still time.
Very good. Hello there.
Hey, good work. It's
Yes. They're all. They vote for you.
All right.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Hi. Very nice to meet you.
Hello there.
So what do patriots do when they meet each other?
Hello there. Nice to meet you. Good. Thanks for coming.
Well, I saw that your web traffic has been greater than all the other Republican candidates combined, so good for you. It's good. We need to end the debate.
Message is a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. We'll use it.